Welcome once again to Inside Earlham College Athletics with Sports Information Director Mitch BLANKESPOOR. We'll talk with Mitch about what's going on, what happened last week, and what's coming up this week in Earlham Athletics right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Randall R. Sadler Stadium serves as the home of the Earlham College baseball program. Located on the south end of campus, it was built during the summer of 2013 and is named after former Earlham baseball player and member of the class of 1963, Randy Sadler. The stadium features an all-turf playing surface and playing dimensions of 310 feet down the left field line, 390 feet to straightaway center field, and 325 feet to right field. On the first base side, there is a hitting area that is 80 feet by 45 feet, which includes 2 cages and drill area. There are also bullpens next to each dugout. A unique feature is the Maroon Monster, a 30-foot high fence that extends 50 feet from the left field line. On the outside of the stadium, there is a viewing mound down the right field line. There are also 180 chairback seats, bleachers, and a party patio seating area for fans and spectators. A 2-story facility behind home plate features the Cliff Dickman Media Center, the Ava Stewart Clubhouse, Earlham's baseball locker room, concessions, coaches' offices, umpire room, a training room, and restroom facilities.
We're back once again on Inside Earlham College Athletics with Sports Information Director Mitch BLANKESPOOR, and not as many matches and meets coming up here in the next few days, but we had a busy week last week, and let's go back to last week and kind of review some of the things that happened.
Yeah, sure, Troy. The men's tennis team went to the ITA Central Region Championships hosted by Kalamazoo College, a former employer of mine and a perennial regional and national powerhouse back in the day. They have a wonderful facility for spectators to watch Division III tennis. First singles player for 2 straight years, Vitaly Stadnik, the 2-time defending HCAC Player of the Year, seeded 9th in singles, made it to the second round, lost to a great player from Allegheny College, a really big serve, and talking to Coach Hayden. Second straight year that Vitaly's made it to the second round. In doubles, Stadnik teamed up with freshman Fernando Bolnes Aramburu, and they made it to the second round in doubles before falling to a team from Washington University in St. Louis, also a school that's made it to the Elite 8, I think 5 or 6 straight years in the national tournament. Really good program there for the Bears. The women's golf team, I know you talked to Coach Gehring on Inside Earlham Golf. The men's and women's teams both went to St. Francis up in Fort Wayne, and then the men's team went to Defiance. A highlight for the women's team, Hannah Torsdahl, a freshman, had a school record 74 in the first round of the St. Francis Invitational, and she'll be competing at the Earlham Invitational on Sunday. We'll talk about that in a bit. The field hockey team, you had this game, probably the #1 highlight of the year, frankly, for our department. Defeated Kenyon College 2-1 for the first time since October 5 of 2003. Wow. I spent the last 5 minutes of that game trying to figure out when the last time Earlham defeated the ladies. Kenyon, the 2-time defending North Coast Athletic Conference champions, and they went on to beat DePaul, who finished second last year, 2-0 on Sunday. So a huge win for Coach Moore and the Quakers after a somewhat disappointing performance against Denison the night before. Really rebounded very well, I thought.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a huge win.
Yep, and then volleyball went to the Illinois College Tournament, I know you talked to Coach Crump. You will hear that interview coming up here this afternoon. The volleyball team finished 1-3, defeated Monmouth College 3-1. Ashley Burton and Skylar Muckway, the sophomore at Indianapolis, really established themselves. Ashley Burton has been the offensive threat for Rome all year long, and Skylar Muckway really came up big. I think she had 3 matches with double digits in kills for the Quakers, beating Monmouth and falling to Augustana, Principia, and host Illinois College in that tournament. The men's soccer team on Wednesday went to Wilmington and defeated a pretty good Wilmington squad 1-0 in that one. And so those were the highlights we had for last week and last weekend.
Okay, and again, boy, that was a great win by the field hockey team, and one they really needed, and I think that was fantastic. All right, we do this on Wednesday morning, so again, for the volleyball team, they'll play Bluffton in a huge matchup coming up tonight right here at the Athletics and Wellness Center. Yeah,
talking a little bit about Bluffton, the 2 or 3-time defending HCAC champions. They've represented our conference in the NCAA Division III volleyball tournament, women's volleyball tournament, I should say, as men's volleyball is now sponsored by Division III. Bluffton, very good squad, coached by Steve Yarnell in his 12th season. Really good on offense and usually pretty solid on defense as well. Should be a pretty tough one for Earlham, but Earlham's still in search of its first HCAC victory. The program has not had a win since joining the conference in 2010, a win in conference. So Bluffton will be a pretty tough squad, but it's at home. It's a maroon out. Should be a pretty good atmosphere tonight.
Yeah, it certainly will be. And if you can't be here, which I hope you can, we'll have it on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
That's right.
There you go. All right, what else is going on?
So this weekend we have the cross country and men's and women's golf, both the Earlham Invitational. First cross country, the 30th annual Earlham Cross Country Invitational. The head coach emeritus Pat Thomas was here for 29 years, and he started the first Earlham Invitational the first year he got here. I know you just talked to Rob and Claire Hewitt, so that one will be going on at 10. The men are at 10, the women are at 10:30. That course is kind of I know you talked with them in depth about this, but the course is a little bit different than the way that Coach Thomas did things. That should be interesting. I know the starting line and the finishing line is right around Darrell Bean Stadium, so it'd be interesting to go back in the woods and run all around campus as those cross country people tend to do.
Yeah,
not for me, but not for you either, but for them, great.
Yeah. So it's going to be down around Darrell Bean instead of
for the start and finish, correct.
Okay.
And it used to be back at the behind Matlack Fields where it used to be.
Yeah.
So should be a pretty interesting race there for the Quakers. And the men's women's golf team will play on Sunday. Their fall invitational, men and women, will be at Forest Hills Country Club. The first home meet for the women's program ever, because it's the first year of the women's program. And the men last competed in 1993. I'm not sure when they hosted a tournament, so it'd be fun. And you talked to Coach Gehring. We'll hear about that on Inside Earlham Golf. The football team, coming off of a bye week, plays Defiance College at 1:30 p.m. You'll have that game here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. The Yellow Jackets coming in should be a pretty competitive contest. I'm looking forward to it, definitely. So.
All right. Don't forget anything we talk about today, and of course, go back and look at some of the archives of pictures and everything else on goearlham.com and all the information, their schedules, and much, much more. Mitch, good to see you again,
Thanks,
sir.
Troy. Appreciate
all right,
it.
Man, thank you. And again, we'll talk with Mitch next week right here on Inside Earlham College Athletics on Radio Troy Digital Sports.